Hi all, this is Ashish Kyal here. Welcome again to Elliott Wave News channel by Ashish Kyal Trading Gurukul, a learning series by wavestrategy.com. And we will be talking about what's happening with markets, where is it headed, which direction we are expecting a breakout to happen. Someone is saying that the volatility has increased day by day. Some other traders are feeling there is absolutely no trend, so it indicates that the volatility has actually come down because the option values are deteriorating and you are not able to make money in the market. Either if you are long, you are losing money, especially the option buyers. If you're option seller, then you are for sure able to make something, provided your strike prices are correctly chosen. So we are going to be looking at, in today's session, we are going to look at Ichimoku Cloud. What is that Ichimoku Cloud suggesting? And what is the overall momentum? Sorry, not momentum. What is the overall outlook of the market from looking from the neo wave perspective? What is that suggesting? And I'm also going to share across one very, very interesting chart, which I again came across. I taught this in the Master of Cycles program, which has Gann levels and 18 days of cycles, both of them combined together like a, and it looks like a math book. When we were in school, we used to get that math book with the where we have a checks on the papers. So that's how it looks like. So I'm going to share that across also with each one of you. So have a wonderful time, and we are going to be discussing about markets. Where is it headed? How to make money in this kind of markets. Before we proceed, this is a learning webinar. There is nowhere I'm recommending any kind of a specific stock or an index or a buy or a sell. This is purely from educational and learning perspective only. So whatever actions you take, you have to do your own homework, own research, or ask someone else and do that. So this is purely from learning, and I'm simply reading out to you what I see on the chart and how it looks like going to be behaving in the coming week using various advanced techniques, basic techniques, and a lot of those things as well, right? Before we move on, let us do that classic polling that we do every Friday at 4. And we will be looking at what's happening around in the markets right now. So this is the Nifty trend, and I'm launching a poll in front of you. Where do you think Nifty will be closing in the coming week on a Friday? Where do you think Nifty is going to close coming week on a Friday? It's going to be very interesting. I think most of you know the answers for where Nifty is going to close in the coming week, but still I have launched a poll for each one of you to participate. Let us just see what is the sentiment suggesting for the markets and where is it going to close for the coming week. That's very interesting as of now. Let's get more people participate here. Okay, we are still at a very interesting cusp. I was expecting we will have a doji, no, but that's not a doji right now. We are having a more tilted view and the bias on the markets as of now, and it's very interesting. So keep participating in the polling. I'm going to stop it in next 1 minute. Ensure you are a part of this poll, and your polling indicates what is the overall sentiment that we expect from the markets going forward. So okay, let's just stop the polling now. It's very interesting. I can see nearly around 57% of the people who have been, okay, so few are still voting. Let me just pause there for a minute. uh, Perfect. I'm going to stop the polling now. Great. So I can clearly say that I'm going to share the results with each one of you. 58% of the people are saying Nifty trend in the coming week is going to be positive. 42% has been talking that the markets are going to be down. This sentiment indicator has worked over past many months in favor whoever has voted and polled. Normally, sentiment indicators are opposite to what happens in the market, but I've observed in our polling on Friday at 4 webinars, it has been most of the time successful in capturing the trend of the market, and it has worked fabulously well. So let's just see what happens in the coming week. 58% of the people are expecting that the markets are going to go up in the coming week. We are going to do that. Just give me a second. I'm going to share across some interesting chart. I'm going to stop the sharing of these results. And I am going to be also speaking tomorrow at 11 on candlestick with Elliott wave. That is what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. And just one second, I'm going to launch a poll for that also, but not now. Very soon during the course of the session. Okay, I'm just creating one. This is to ensure that you, in case you want to attend that, you get an invite. So it's a 2-hour session tomorrow at 11 to 1. That is what we are planning to do. And I'm going to take the polling later on. Okay, it's not the it's right from the very basic of what is candlestick, and I'm going to use candlestick with Elliott wave in a very rigorous fashion. So I keep changing things across. So in case you are interested, you can attend that. Let me now move on further and let's just talk about the markets. I'm going to share across very interesting chart with you. Are you able to see my screen right now? Okay, this is the chart that I have been talking about. This is what I showed in the Master of Cycles program, and it has continued to work extremely well, extremely well. So I remember the program that we did, and post that this was Nifty, which broke the low here, and then it exactly formed a low again on that 18 days of cycle, which is exactly over here. So there is a cyclicality on this chart that you can see, which is an 18 days of cycle. That is what you are seeing on the market right now. We are at this point of time, but always remember, a cycle will give you the context of the market. What is very, very crucial is that you understand, you need to combine that with a signaling method. Okay, as I keep saying in my webinars, you have to combine the predictive and the signaling method together. What is a signaling method? Ichimoku Cloud provides you a very classic signal. Price confirmation happens. So if you're looking at this specific chart, and if I have to ask you, the entire program right now, Friday at 4, is for empowering the traders and understanding the market. What is it suggesting? And which are the crucial levels that you can keep a watch on? So if you're looking at this chart right now, and if I have to ask you, can I say this is a very, very important level that you have to keep a watch on the upside? Do you remember the level that we discussed? We have been discussing these levels since past what, 1 week, 2 weeks, and every time I've talked about the same very level on the upside. So do you remember those levels? What are those levels that we talked about? 12,050 and 12,050 to 12,100. Do you recollect that? 12,025, yes. So around 12,050 is the level which you have to keep a watch on, which is the high here. And why this level is important is because this is the highest volume profile area that we saw in the past. So the zone over here is still where the markets are right now. We are still in this zone, and this is the area. So we are right now, this is the Gann square of 9 level. And in today's session, most of the time, the price was simply fluctuating around this level. Can you see that how classic magnet it has been acting? The attendees of Master of Cycles program will be very much aware about what I'm talking, and when I'm referring to this chart, right? So I'm talking about 11,936, which is derived. So these levels that you see it on the chart are derived using Gann square of 9. So these are the levels which have been derived on a specific Gann square of 9. And this is a very clear indication that the markets are behaving very much in line with Gann levels, with time cycles for sure, and with neo wave also. However, Gann, time cycles, and neo wave are from the are from the forecasting and the powerful forecasting tools available. Ichimoku Cloud price actions are the powerful reactive methods or signaling methods which are available. And we need to combine both of these methods together in order to get a very classic trade setup. So Ram is asking, can we get recording of this session? This session is live on YouTube as we speak, @KyalAshish on the YouTube. Yes, this will be available every Friday at 4. Session is available on YouTube, so you can go and refer that. Okay, let's come back to this chart again and try and understand. So can I say this was the level which was acting as a classic support here. And if these levels get broken on upside, can I say the next Gann level is this on the upside? Again, understand Gann square of 9 level will not give you the exact price point. It will give you the magnets. When I say the magnet, there is an attraction or a rejection from those levels. So 12,376 now act as a not as a magnet so far. 11,936 is the magnet as of now. And if this price are able to repel themselves from this magnet, we might expect it to go towards this level. That's the next level that we have to keep a watch on, provided we manage to generate momentum above the zone of 12,030. So that is very, very important. Now, given this context, so this is nothing but overall context of the market. What is the overall context of the market? As of now, it is stuck in a broad range. And if you look at it very closely, so I've been working on my presentation for tomorrow, and these are the charts I keep referring again and again to understand what's happening around. And candlestick is a very important method that I'm going to be talking tomorrow. If you look at this specific chart right now, this is the candle which was strongly bearish. The low and the high of this candle is not broken since 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trading days now. 6 trading days. The high and the low is still not taken out. In fact, this candle also clearly engulfed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nearly 5 sessions of the move on the left side and 6 sessions on the move on the right side, acting like a mirror. If you look at it, it's a mirror. What you see here is what you get here. Look at that. It's like a mirror. Isn't that very interesting? So I keep looking at it. Even on a blank, even on a price chart, you can simply look at a candlestick and try and look at how beautifully it works. That's how it is looking like right now. This candle has a very strong resemblance to the candle which we saw over here. However, we have to wait for what? The price confirmation. What is the crucial support level to be looking on the downside? Is somewhere around this zone. So 11,660 becomes a crucial support. On the upside, 12,025 or I'll say 12,030 becomes a very important resistance level. Why is that resistance level? If you go back my webinar on last Friday at 4, I talked about volume at price or the volume profile in a much detailed fashion. So that's the level I talked about, and it is still working extremely well on that chart. So I'm going to be discussing in much detail about these things on Candlestick tomorrow 11 to 1, so you can join me there. And for now, I'm going to be talking much more on an Ichimoku Cloud and what it is suggesting, right? How do I look at that and what it is currently being suggesting? So let me just plot it for you. If I'm going to go here, I'm going to get a price plotted on the chart. This is a Nifty chart. I'm going to go on a daily chart. The daily, can you tell me if you're looking at a daily chart, can I say, in fact, very interestingly, a very interesting scenario is happening right now on the candlestick. So this is a big candle. Within this becomes the next big candle. And the price over here, 2 days prior to this candle is completely within this, and the 2 days later is also completely within this. A very similar phenomena which we can see here. So this is nothing but a classic fractal nature. For someone who does not understand these things, do not worry. These are like a very interesting development. You see an inside candle, then you see an outside candle, then you again see a big volatile move. It's like a very clear tug of war between the bulls and the bears. A very clear tug of war that you are seeing between the bulls and the bears. There is just no clear direction, and the markets are simply trying to find out which way it has to go. In this kind of a market, if you are probably trading stocks, trading it becomes all the more difficult because not all stocks are participating. We generated a momentum call on Jindal Steel at around 200 levels, went fabulous. It touched a high of around 214.50 around that zone in today's session. It was simply superb. And the partial profits were booked around 208 or zone around that levels, and it worked very well. And then there is a sudden sell off from the highs of 214 to the lows of 202. So that is what is happening in the market. And this kind of a market, it is therefore very important you keep booking your partial profits, trail the remaining positions to the cost, so that at least you are taking something off the table, and use a strict stop loss. You cannot trade the market without a stop loss. If you do that, you are going to be doomed. You will not make money for sure. So keep booking partial profits, trail stop to cost, apply the stops in the system. Do not wait for it, because reversals are fast, sharp. Before you act, the markets will wipe you out. So you need to be ensuring, if there are reversals happening, you do not get carried away with those reversals. You have the levels in place, already placed in the system. Am I being clear? Okay, let's now apply Ichimoku. So far what I've discussed about is candlestick, how it is the biggest candle acting as a mirror, how then a long shadowed candle is acting as a mirror again on either side of the trend, and why we are stuck in a range for now. You need not forecast the breakout levels. Wait for price confirmation. The Gann level we saw is also at what? 11,936, which is acting as a magnet. If prices are able to move away from that 11,936, you will be able to get towards the next level. I'm again repeating, trading in this market right now is not easy. It's a very tricky market scenario, because of the past 8 to 10 days, we are stuck in a very broad range. Let us apply Ichimoku Cloud and check that. Okay, I'm going to put that on the chart right now. And here is the Ichimoku Cloud. Where is it gone? Okay, and I'm just trying to figure out my indicators and trying to search for it. I'm not sure, I've just missed it. It's not showing up here. That is strange. Or am I missing it? Okay, here it is. I'm so sorry. Okay, too much of focus on the prices. I'm missing out the indicators. That's the problem. No issues. Okay, here it is, and let's see what's happening around. This is an hourly Ichimoku Cloud, and if I'm going to put it on over here, I can clearly see on the price chart, prices have taken a very classic support at the lower end of the cloud and bounced back from there. The red or line, which is also known as a Kiju Sen, the red line is flat. Someone who has attended my Master of Waves program, can you tell me, when there is a red line or a Kiju Sen which is flat, how will it act like? It acts like a main reversion. Yes, perfect. Yes, absolutely. So it acts like a magnet. Rudy, thank you very much for your answer. It acts like a magnet. Okay, so that's one information. It's not able to go up because now we're expecting a consolidation unless the line starts turning on the upside. When the line starts turning on the upside, it will start turning on the upside only after 6 hours of trading session. This is an hourly, this is a daily chart. So 6 days, it will start turning on the upside. But daily is a very big chart. So an hourly and check. Okay, that's a daily context that we are deriving. Let's go and check. On an hourly chart, we can again see that the red line or the Kijun is still flat, and that's why the Kijun is still flat, and that is why you are clearly seeing that the prices are acting as a magnet, and it's not moving away from that. Okay. Clearly. Okay. Am I being audible? Let me just check if there is a disturbance. Let me just check and try to resolve this thing. Just give me a moment. Okay. Okay, perfect. Are you able to hear me now properly? Is it clear now? Still not clear? Hello? Okay, just give me a second. Let me just do one thing.
Okay, am I audible now? Is it clear? Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for holding on. And let us just try and see what we were talking about is on the Nifty Ichimoku Cloud. So if you look at these levels right now, it's clearly moving in a very broad range. And we can clearly see a pattern on the chart. So if you're looking at this chart. Okay, am I audible now? Is it clear? Okay, just one second. Thank you very much for holding on. Okay, and over here we can clearly see, yes, so I have now muted, so I think the echo should go away. We can clearly see there is a huge line on the upside, and this has been acting as a very important resistance. And this is a higher lows that we have been seeing on the chart over here. And this is a very classical triangle pattern kind of a scenario that we are seeing. How is it confirmed that there is a triangle pattern scenario? It is confirmed because the Ichimoku cloud has turned from green to red, from red back to green. And this is a very clear indication that the market is in a sideways trend. That's why if you are adopting the adopting the method of breakouts, it's not working because the market has not yet broken out on the either side so far. So that is the information that we get by looking at an Ichimoku cloud. Let's now look at the Ichimoku Cloud suggests that a buy will emerge once we get a price confirmation about 12,030 levels. For anyone who understands the triangle pattern target as per Elliott wave will appreciate how much we can go once the breakout happens. Let us now understand what is the overall Elliott wave pattern that we are seeing on the chart so far. Let us just try and understand the overall pattern that we are seeing on the chart so far. I think from the lows, we have been clearly moving on the upside in the form of a double and triple corrective pattern. So far that we are here, we are clearly on the upside in the form of a wave G. So this is wave G. I'm looking at it in case someone wants to understand what is a wave G and where the wave G started. So I think let me just remove Ichimoku Cloud now and apply the wave theory purely on the chart from a clear layman understanding perspective in form of a diametric pattern. So if you are looking at this is A, B, C, D, E, F, and possibly a G. We got an X here, and then we got again an A, B, C on the upside, and we got a D on the downside, and this is a wave E which is currently ongoing. So there are two possibilities: either it will form like an expanding triangle pattern, or it will form a diametric pattern. So we are still in wave E for now. So if it's an expanding triangle pattern, we might head it toward the other Gann target level that we talked about in the start of the session. In case it is a diametric pattern, we will see a break on the opposite side of the trend, and break below this level will indicate that E is over and the F wave has started. So that is how we have to look at the market right now. And you have to apply Ichimoku Cloud for the exact entry signaling. So that is very crucial. Is it making sense? So right now what we did is we looked at the Gann square of 9. We looked at the clear neo wave pattern. We looked at an Ichimoku cloud. We looked at the candlestick pattern. And now once we have this context, broader context in mind, we will be able to take a very clear trade setup. Am I making sense? So this is how it has to be done. You have to derive the forecasting ability and combine it and marry it along with the signaling method like Ichimoku Cloud. It works fabulously well. And we also saw the cycles, how we have to combine that 18 days of cycle. We are waiting for a price confirmation if that 18 days of cycle low is valid or not. So price confirmation becomes extremely crucial. And once that happens, we will get a very strong confirmation that the 18 days of low cycle is in sync. And then the pattern gets in sync and we get a breakout level. Also remember one very important thing. The AC line which I have drawn here is going to be very crucial, because that is what is going to halt the majority of the up move, and many are going to turn super bullish when prices come down towards this level, if it all comes out at this specific level. Am I making sense? So in a nutshell, you have to keep a watch on the levels mentioned and discussed, but those are broad levels. For very specific levels, it's going to be mentioned in the morning research. I hope that it is very interesting session and you got some insight into how I'm looking at a neo-wave perspective, applying along with Ichimoku Cloud, with Gann, and with cycle theory. All of those things in one short span of time. Okay, interesting, isn't that? Uh, I'll take a few questions right now. Before I take a questions, okay, I'm going to launch a poll. This is for do you want to attend Candlestick with Elliott Wave session, which is tomorrow at 11 a.m. You can simply participate in the poll. If you want to attend, I'll ask my team to send across the invite to you. You can simply do that very quickly. The polling is there, which is going on right now. And yes, let's do that. Let me just take a few Q&As which you have. I'll do that meanwhile if you participate in the question. Okay, Chaitanya, he's a mentee and he's a wonderful person. He's talking about today's presidential debate. It seems Joe Biden will win the elections. In this scenario, is it right to think that the market will fall? Chaitanya, I don't think you need to worry about who is going to win the presidential election. It was 4 years back when everyone talked about if Trump wins the election, it's going to be a chaos in the global economy. And look what happened. And now it is exactly the opposite. People are talking about if Trump loses the election, it is going to be a chaos. So that's a very, very interesting. So the markets will do what it has to do. You don't bother about who is going to win. In fact, there is a socioeconomic study, and it suggests that Trump is possibly going to re-win the election because the markets are in positive social mode. I'm not getting into that context right now, but I'm telling you that's what it suggests. The markets determine who will win the election. Yes, because it indicates the crowd psychology and the thought process. I'm going to end this poll very quickly now. Okay, fabulous. I think huge number of people want to attend tomorrow's session. So I'll ask my team to share across the links with each one of you. Before I move on to the next question, there is one more. The mentorship program starting on 21st of November is early bird ending on 25th of October. If you want only 2 more days left for taking that benefit of early bird on the mentorship program. So if you want to take benefit of the early bird offer in the mentorship, register today and tomorrow, and my team will set you up. You get access to Master of Technical Analysis program, Master of Waves. We look at lot of things: Ichimoku Cloud, wave theory, disciplined way approach, risk management, least talked about, stop losses, how to maintain that, least talked about. Okay, and all of those things. So do not worry about it. So if you are coming for the session on mentorship, it did not matter whether you are a novice or already an expert trader. I did a Wednesday session and I talked about clearly how this mentorship program is going to help you in terms of becoming a wonderful trader. I'm not going to say you are going to have 100% accuracy post the session. It's not possible. But if you know what is the risk, if you lose less, and then when the opportunity is right, you can make a killing, provided you trade systematically in a disciplined fashion. That is very, very important. Do not worry about it. So you can simply register for this mentorship program. I think my colleague has shared across the link. You can simply go there and put in your details, and that will be amazing. So you can simply do that. Okay. So and any point of time, if you have any questions and doubts, we are going to form a private Telegram group soon, in a day or two itself, and the learning starts as soon as you register for this session. Okay. There is a question, how to apply Gann square of 9. Anukul, I took 2 days to explain that in my Master of Cycles program, so I can't really do that right now. Mehdi is asking how to enter the cloud right now. Okay, so to enter the cloud right now, you have to look at the cloud. It's flat, it's sideways. I clearly gave the method to where to enter, so I don't know what else you require right now. The P ratio is at skyrocket high. Yes, Sunil, I'm going to talk about that also in tomorrow's session. So I'm going to do that. And yes, that's pretty much it. And I think my colleague can share across the mentorship link. I'm not sure if she has shared across. And you can clearly register and go there, or you can simply participate in the polling, which is going on right now. Perfect. Okay, let me just turn on end the polling now. Brilliant. And so that's from my side. I think markets are in a range. You need to have patience. Do not jump the gun. Work with a clear trade setup and clear trading strategy. Nifty is at a very important juncture. I always say that, yes, markets are always at important juncture actually. But it is right now because it is like a string which is just being stretched again and again. And when that breaks, it's going to be fast and chaotic. For now, we are waiting for price confirmation. Either it has to break the upper zone or 12,030 decisively, no false breaks allowed, or on the downside. I'll mention those levels in the morning research report and with very clear strategy. See you tomorrow at 11. Hope this webinar was useful, and you can clearly get in touch with us on helpdesk@wavestrategy.com or call us on 99204 22202. Have a wonderful day, and do share across it on the YouTube at @Kyalashish. My Twitter handle is again at @Kyalashish. So on the Twitter, I keep tweeting about levels and markets. So do share that, do check that. And the Telegram group is AK Trading Gurukul. So do ensure you join the Telegram group for getting the charts. I'm going to share across a snapshot of that Gann levels that I talked about on the Telegram and my Twitter handle. So do that. Have a wonderful day, and stay tuned. Friday at 4. See you again tomorrow and then next week. Thank you very much.